Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. Text number 15 onwards. So in this chapter, Krishna is explaining the truth about himself. And despite knowing the truth about him, people do not surrender unto him because they are conditioned by the three gunas. And their influence is so strong because they are controlled by Durga Devi, which is Krishna's own energy, Mahamaya. But those who surrender unto him can easily cross beyond it. They can easily rise beyond the control of the three gunas. But despite knowing Krishna's opulences, or despite the fact that the process is so simple, there are four types of people who never surrender unto him. And therefore they never rise beyond the control or the bondage of the three gunas. They're always controlled by their own conditioning, their nature. In essence, the three gunas, which are material. And they keep them bound to this cycle of birth and death, to this material world. There is no liberation ever possible for them. Who are these four types of people? Krishna explains in text number 15. Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhamaha maya apritagyana asuram bhavam ashritaha. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So four types of people have been explained here, who never surrender. The mudhas, the naradhamas, the maya pritagyana, and asuram bhavam ashrita. Who are these? Let us discuss each category one by one to understand who are these people, and to make sure that we are not one of these four. The mudhas, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, he describes in his commentary to the Bhagavad Gita. The mudhas are those who are grossly foolish, like hard-working beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves, and so do not want to part with them for the Supreme. So these are people who are very selfish. They work very hard day in and day out, only to enjoy the fruits of their actions themselves. They don't want to share it with the Supreme Lord. They don't want to express any gratitude to the Lord, and their life is only centered around their own selves. They're only working for sense gratification. Eat, drink, and be merry is their life's guiding principle. So they don't even know why they are working, for whom they are working. Sometimes they are confused. They are working hard. Most often these are the people who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties. Say that they have no time to hear of the immortality of the soul, or no time to hear about God, no time to hear about the purpose of life, no time to hear from or study the scriptures. And to such people, known as mudhas, material gains which are destructible, which are temporary, are life's all in all. They're only interested in immediate gratification of the senses. That's it. They're not considering their future and future lives. Despite the fact that the mudhas enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of their work, they are not interested in anything higher. Sometimes they spend sleepless days and nights for some material gain, and although they may have disease like ulcer, indigestion, sleeplessness, they are satisfied with practically no food. They are simply absorbed in working hard day and night for the benefit of some illusory masters of this world, trying to satisfy them, but never being successful. They are really ignorant of their real master, that is Krishna, that is the Supreme Lord. We have an eternal relationship with them. The foolish workers waste their valuable time serving them. So see, service we must do. We cannot avoid service at any cost. So if that is the case, then why don't we serve the Supreme Master Krishna? And then happiness is guaranteed. But because we are serving the illusory masters of this world and trying to satisfy them who are never satisfied, we are getting more and more implicated in the complexities of this world, in the complexities of karma. But if we want real freedom, we have to start serving the original master, that is Krishna, that is the Supreme Lord. And when we forget this relationship, when we forget this duty, then we are bound by karma, we are bound by the three gunas, and then we lose our independence. Sometimes people think, oh, I will not do spiritual life, I cannot serve God, it will take away my independence. But then we are bound actually. We become more dependent on the material nature, on the laws of karma. But when we serve God, we actually gain real freedom. Real independence is dependence on God. But such people, because they are in ignorance, they never surrender to the Supreme Master of all masters, that is Krishna. Nor do they take time to hear of him from the proper sources. They say, I have no time disease. But it's actually a no desire disease. Time, people have no shortage. If you can take time out to watch TV 6 hours, to party, to gossip, to take care of your body, work out, then you can definitely take time out for your spiritual upliftment. But the thing is, it's not your priority, so you don't find time. If we prioritize something, we definitely end up finding time for it. So it's not no time disease, but no desire disease. It will never go unless we make an effort, concentrated effort in this direction. Prioritize your spiritual life, and then you will find time. And if you do this, you will be blessed. The swine who eat the night soil do not care to accept sweetmeats made of sugar and ghee. Sometimes this is said that we can be completely satisfied by engaging in the devotional service of Krishna. We can actually taste the sweetness of life, but we are busy tasting the night soil, which is tasteless, that is of material life. So the foolish worker, the mudhas, they will untiringly continue to hear of the sense-enjoyable tidings of the flickering mundane world, but will have very little time to hear about the eternal living force that moves this entire material world, that is the Supreme Lord. So that's unfortunate. We have time, energy, resources, sensory power, sab kuch hai, but still we're not taking time out. So such people are known as mudhas, and they never surrender to God because their aim in life is very different. They never surrender. They are simply centered around sense gratification. They have to work really hard to enjoy some momentary pleasure that they can't understand because of ignorance. That why work so hard to enjoy little pleasure? Why can't we work for something that can give us everlasting happiness? So that intelligence is lacking. They are known as mudhas. Now the second class of those people who never surrender are known as dushkritis or miscreants. They are known as naradhamas, or the lowest of mankind. Who are these people? So nara means human being and adhama means the lowest. Out of 8.4 million different species of living beings, there are 4 lakh types of human species. Out of these, there are numerous lower forms of human life that are mostly uncivilized. The civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political, and religious culture. So those who are socially and politically developed but who have no religious principles are known as naradhamas. That means they are human beings. They're intelligent, they're developed in some way, socially, politically, but they have no spiritual foundation, spiritual culture. They are the lowest among mankind. They belong to mankind, but they are the lowest because there is no spiritual culture. As we've already explained many times, Mahabharata explains ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha samanyametat pashubhir naranam dharmo hitesham adhiko vishesho dharme nahi nah pashubhi samana. That the 4 activities of eating, sleeping, mating and defending are common between humans and animals. And what separates humans from animals is the special ability to inquire about and practice their real dharma, that is their service to God, to inquire about who am I, where do I come from, where will I go, what is the purpose of life, and who is God, what is my relationship with God, how do I revive that relationship, why do I suffer even if I do not want to, how can I put an end to my suffering, all these questions. So this is something a human being is supposed to ask, but if he's not asking that, that means there is no spiritual culture, he's only worried about eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then that's known as human being, but the lowest among human beings, naradhamas. Such people also never surrender. So such people are known as naradhamas, developed socially and politically, but no religious principles. And nor is religion without God religion. Sometimes people start practicing something, oh, I am also religious, I am also spiritual, but anything, any religion, spirituality minus God is not actually religion or spirituality. Because the purpose of following religious principles is to know the Supreme Lord, to serve Him, to love Him, to develop our devotion and love for Him. If it's not there, it's no longer religion or spirituality. So the civilized form of life is, which is just the opposite of Naradhama, is meant for man's reviving the lost consciousness of his eternal relation with the Supreme Truth, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, who is all powerful. And whoever loses this chance despite being born as a human being and given certain facilities socially, politically, is classified as Naradhama. So these are the people, the second category, the lowest among mankind. And what happens when the population becomes Naradhama? Naturally, all their so-called education is made null and void, while the all-powerful material energy, the physical nature, so all their learning, whatever they have acquired, is of no use, because the goal of human life is not reached. So they are Naradhamas. Third category is Maya Aprita Jnana. So people who are very intelligent, knowledgeable, but their knowledge or that scholarship has been stolen by the illusory material energy. So generally when somebody is very intelligent, knowledgeable, the purpose of knowledge, Veda means knowledge, the purpose of knowledge is to know God, right? But these people have received a lot of knowledge, they're very intelligent, but they use it rather to do just the opposite, sometimes to defy God's existence. So these people, Maya Aprita Jnana, that means Maya has stolen their knowledge. They are very learned fellows, like great philosophers, poets, scholars in literature, scientists, etc. But their this scholarship knowledge has been stolen by illusory energy who misguides them, and therefore instead of using whatever caliber expertise they have to prove the existence of God, they use it to deny His existence. They have been given knowledge, they have a lot of jnana, but it's like stolen by illusion, so they are not able to utilize it. They don't utilize it to prove God's laws and prove His existence and bring people closer to Him. And such people are found in the religious circles also, even amongst the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita. Like in the Gita, in the plain and simple language, it is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. There is none equal to or greater than Him. He is mentioned as the father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. He is the root of even the formless aspect, the Paramatma aspect residing in everyone's heart. He is the source of everything and everyone is therefore advised to surrender unto His lotus feet, take His shelter, serve Him. Despite all these clear statements, the people, Maya Aprita Jnana, this category of people, deride the personality of the Supreme Lord and consider Him merely another human being. They consider Him to be ordinary. They find faults with Him, utilizing that same knowledge. That's called illusory knowledge. So knowledge which helps us come closer to God is real knowledge, but which takes us away is illusory knowledge. Illusion has totally stolen their knowledge because of their false pride. So such people do not know that the blessed form of human life is designed after the eternal and transcendental form of the Supreme Lord. We have a form because our Supreme Father has a form. But such people never understand, and therefore they consider God to be ordinary and bring him down to our level, find faults with him like that. And the fourth class of people who never surrender are Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha, such people. Now, Asuram, people who have assumed the bhava of the Asuras, a demon. What is the nature of a demon? He tries to kill God in different ways. So, what are these people in different categories? So, this class is openly atheistic. They say there's no God. So, killing God means denying his existence or removing him from the picture. That's what a demon does. So, some people do it by openly denying there's no God. So, that is one way of destroying or trying to destroy God. Atheistic. There's no God. Some of them argue that the Lord can never descend upon this material world, but they are unable to give any tangible reasons as to why not. And there are others who think that formless aspect is superior and form is just an illusion, and we use that form to come to the formless aspect, then we kick out that form, but formless is superior. This is also in this category. Because in the Gita clearly Krishna mentions in the 12th chapter that his form is superior to formless aspect. And then there are some more who have deep-rooted envy, and they will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of their brain. Like in India, there are so many. Every now and then some incarnation comes up. So considering any human being or worshipping any human being to be an incarnation, these are another class of people who have assumed the demonic bhava, asuram bhavam ashrita. So their only aim in life is to decry the personality of Godhead, and such people cannot surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna because they're totally bewildered. Their goal in life is different. They're misusing their free will. So such people never surrender unless they give up these kind of mentalities. So like one great Acharya, Yamuna Acharya from the south, he says one verse where he says, "O my Lord, you are unknowable to persons involved with atheistic principles, despite your uncommon qualities, features and activities, despite your personalities being confirmed by all the revealed scriptures in the quality of goodness, and despite your being acknowledged by the famous authorities renowned for their depth of knowledge in the transcendental science and situated in the godly qualities." Even though God is so great, but he is not known by people who have atheistic or these kind of views. The four categories. Who are these grossly foolish persons working hard day and night just to satisfy their belly? That's the only goal. The lowest of mankind means they have social and political culture but no spiritual culture. The lowest of mankind. And then the deluded speculators, very knowledgeable people, but they have some opposite views to the personality of God, and they use their knowledge, whatever, to deny his existence and impose their own viewpoint and consider him to be ordinary, and they consider their own knowledge or science to be greater. And then there are typical atheists who consider God to be subordinate to formless aspect or consider there is no God, such people, or they totally deny his existence, or some of them say he can never descend to this world, or some of them just start worshipping someone who is a human being but they start worshipping him as God. So such people who have this kind of mentality can never come close to God, can never surrender to Krishna, and therefore they can never be blessed. So if you want to be blessed by the Lord, we have to give up this kind of mentality. And in the next verse, Krishna will talk about who are those four kinds of people who truly surrender unto him. But essentially here we can understand, if you want to surrender, if you want to come close, if you want to be blessed, because only when we surrender, take shelter of the Lord, does he take us seriously. Then we have to give this type of mentality. If we are having any one of these or any 2 or 3 or all 4, we have to get rid of this kind of mindset. Then only we can move towards God's grace. In the next chapter, the next verse 16, Krishna will explain the 4 types of people who actually surrender unto him. So we'll discuss that in the next podcast. Thank you.